Welcome guys. In this video, we will be comparing SMGs versus assault rifles, especially for close combat fights. And a lot of you been asking me which one is better, SMGs or assault rifles. Well, we will find out the answer in this video. But first, you should really understand that both of them has their own purpose. The SMGs are specifically designed for close range fights, and the assault rifles designed in two types. One which performs okayish in close range and really good at mid-range, and the other type performs really good in close range, but unlike SMGs, they are usable for mid-range fights as well. Just like every other comparison, we will start with the recoil of the weapons. Some SMGs tends to have low recoil, but as the damage increases the recoil will also increase. And moving on to the 5.56 assault rifles, we all know that 5.56 ARs have a decent recoil. And now to the 7.62 assault rifles, they sure do have really high recoil, but they are capable of doing really high damage, so just like I said before, higher damage will result in higher recoil. And if we compare the recoil between all the SMGs and assault rifles side by side, we can see that SMGs will have low recoil, especially the 9mm ones. But keep in mind that this recoil test is done without any attachments, and if we use the perfect attachments, then the recoil can be reduced by about 30 to 40%. I would say controlling recoil is not a big deal, since you're most likely going to use hip fire. So let's compare the hip fire recoil or hip fire bullet spread. Note that this is just one single sample test, which is not enough to tell us exact hip fire spread accurately, but we can assume from this example. And the hip fire recoil will be quite similar to the original spray pattern. And by looking at this, you will be thinking that the Uzi's hip fire spread is surprisingly low when compared to others, especially next to AKM and barrel. If you don't pull down your weapon while hip firing to control recoil, then the weapon's recoil will go higher and the bullet spread is gonna increase, which makes it harder for you to hit your target. But if you do control the recoil, then the difference in recoil will get smaller. Still, the Uzi's bullet spread is gonna be smaller, and AKM's bullet spread will be slightly bigger due to its high recoil and high damage. So the SMGs will have some advantages over the assault rifles. The first one is hip fire accuracy. All the SMGs will have better hip fire accuracy than the assault rifles, which is quite important in close range fights, and also jumping while shooting is better with SMGs over assault rifles. Clearly, there is a lot of advantages for SMGs, but there is more. The ammunition SMG uses is a pistol ammo, which is smaller in size when compared to next to assault rifles ammo. The smaller size means it takes up less space in your bag, so you can carry extra ammo or other utilities. Also, the smaller size ammo means the SMG will be smaller and lightweight, which will allow you to move a little bit faster, so the SMGs will have faster movement speed and faster ADS speed, so you can scope in quickly. But most importantly, SMGs will offer a higher rate of fire over the rifles. They can shoot up to 50% faster than the assault rifles, which is a huge benefit while engaging in short-range fights or rushing into the enemy's house. Just to show you how the SMGs can be really powerful in close range, in this example, my opponent has already started shooting at me. You should really know that in close range, who starts firing first will have a higher chance of winning that fight. But however, I decided to attack anyway, because I have Uzi which is capable of shooting 50% faster than the assault rifles. That's the advantage you have with SMG over assault rifles. Let's compare the strength of the weapons theoretically. The Uzi is capable of doing approximately 525 damage per second, or basically, it can shoot up to 21 bullets in 1 second. And the M416, or all the 5.56 assault rifles, will have an identical rate of fire, and it is capable of doing approximately 410 damage per second, or basically capable of shooting 10 bullets per second. And the AKM is capable of doing approximately 470 damage per second, or it can fire 10 bullets per second. So theoretically the Uzi can outperform AKM and M4 easily. But wait, this is only applicable for 60 FPS players, as the FPS drops the rate of fire can be affected. For example, if the frame rate drops from 60 to 59, the weapon's rate of fire can be either increased or decreased by 1 to 2%. I have already made 2 videos on how the FPS will affect the weapon's firing rate. Check them out if you want to know more about it. Anyway, the SMGs have its disadvantages, the low bullet velocity. If you try to use it for mid-range fights, you are most likely to miss many of your shots due to the slow bullet speed and bullet drop. And that also makes it terrible against fast-moving vehicles or running targets at 100 meters or further away. So which one is better, SMGs or assault rifles? Well, you should be asking yourself that if you want to use the SMG benefits like faster movement speed, faster ADS speed, and most importantly the faster rate of fire and a better hip fire accuracy, then you know your answer. Or if you want a weapon that is stable in all the ranges, like M4 and G36C, they are decent in close range, it can still be used without any problems if you know how to use it properly. And there are 7.62 weapons like AKM and Barrel, they don't have SMG benefits, but they do have their own benefits, and it's the high damage output, especially at headshots. For example, SMGs does 80% extra damage to the head, while the AKM and Barrel do 150% extra damage to headshots, which is really overpowered if you could manage to hit at least 1 or 2 headshots. So it's all up to you to decide which one you want to use, both of them has its own purpose, and do let me know which one you prefer to use in your gameplay. Anyway, that's all I got for this video. I hope you learned something new. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe for more upcoming videos like this, and see you guys in the next video. Enjoy my bot gameplay.
Little sweet and spice, throw it all in a cauldron, mix it up real nice. Fire in my eyes, stir counterclockwise, I dream of you all night. Feel with emotion, follow the signs. With this devotion, you will be all mine. I'm pulling you closer to me, you're finding it harder to breathe. With me, little sweet spice, made a love potion for you. Little sweet spice, made a love potion for you. This is the moment, no turning back. One drop on your lips and the spell will take effect. Under the moonlight, stay close to my side.